So we should probably talk about a picture I saw on Facebook that I tweeted out. It's from a store called Wizards Keep Games, posted in a group called Magic the Seattling. It's with a heavy heart that I announce Wizards Keep Games will be closing its doors February 1st. I want to thank everyone that has supported the business this past couple of years. If anyone has an extra $40K and is interested in buying the business and online store or just the inventory, please reach out. Down in the comments, someone said, sorry to hear it. I knew things were rough, but I didn't know it was that bad. And he said, I would rather walk out than be carried. Secret Lair was the last straw.
Yep.
Your initial thoughts to this post?
I mean, I feel like I've been beating this drum on this podcast for a while. You know, people, I don't know, like somebody shared that in a group chat I'm in of just local players, and they were like, oh man, is this true? And I'm like, what do you think I've been telling you? Like, why do you think I get annoyed when you go buy a card on TCG Player that I would sell you for cheaper? Like, Wizards, the string of releases is destroying, like the entire model is destroying LGSs. And I've been very frank with people I've talked to in Wizards about this. You know, it's very bad for the LGS, and I don't know if they're going to care. They're doing more secret layers next year. We'll probably see more singles being sold to people for cheaper than they cost.
It's not just this one product, because I saw people on Twitter. James Chilcott was one of them from the other podcast. He said that nobody expected this product, so like this product isn't what caused that store to go under. And while that's true, it's not about this one product as much as it is a signal that Wizards is ready to sell directly to consumers.
It's death by a thousand cuts. I mean,
yep.
It's Amazon, it's secret layers, it's mythic editions, you know, and I don't like, I feel like I'm using my platform as best I can. And I've been very vocal about mythic editions on Twitter every time they've come out. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm doing all I can to help the message be heard by Wizards that they are going to put LGSs out of business. And it's really easy every time an LGS closes to say, oh, they were going out of business anyways. Or, oh, if they close, it's their fault. Mox Boarding House is doing great. Well, like, yeah, of course Mox is doing great, right? That's literally the best store in the world or whatever, you know? But LGS is open and close all the time. And a lot of them go out of business due to bad business decisions. But, you know, like...
Why help them along?
You have to have people in the store.
Why not give them the FTVs that would have helped them out? And yeah, like some stores were like price gouging on FTVs or whatever, but you had no obligation to buy from them. There was a secondary market, but the store, it was up to them at what price they sold them.
That's one of the
stores around me sold them at like whatever the MSRP was, and some marked them up, and it was up to the individual store. But taking the control out of their hands completely and just cutting them out of that process is just, it's another thing that is undercutting the LGS. And it's fine if you're like, oh, we want to be a digital game. But what about all these Commander products they're talking about releasing next year? If the store doesn't get a piece of any of that, where are people going to play? And then, oh, you know, Commander's the most popular paper format, but if people don't have places to play, their groups are going to fall apart. So this is, I don't know. It seems like poor decision making to me personally.
Well, poor long-term decision making. I'm sure it makes the margins look great on a this year basis or last year basis, you know?
Yep.
They sell a Mythic Edition and make millions of dollars in a matter of minutes. That's great.
I'm sure whichever Hasbro executive killed it at the Angry Birds Risk game and got moved over to Magic as a promotion thinks it's great that we're moving to a digital model and not having to sell at Toys R Us anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, I am sympathetic to the argument of, you know, of people who say, well, I live in a rural area. I live out in the country. I live in a country that doesn't have LGSs, whatever, right? And that they wouldn't be able to get stuff if it wasn't for buying it directly online. I mean, that's a real argument. I'm sympathetic to that. That doesn't mean you couldn't do both. It also doesn't mean that you have to. Some players say, oh, well, my LGS or the LGSs I knew all overcharged on the FTVs. So this is so much better because those stores deserve to get screwed. And like, that's cool. But like, I've sold every From the Vault product in my store since I started doing this, and Masters box for MSRP. When Modern Masters 1 came out and they were going for however many hundreds of dollars a box, we sold them at MSRP. I sold every FTV at MSRP. We would take pre-orders for them and we'd sell our allotment, and that was that, because you care about the customers, and the customers care about the store, but people still just buy on Amazon, right? And you still, they can't buy at the store because the only place to get something is from Wizards. It doesn't matter how much they like your store, It does, if people only have so much money to spend and they spend it on a Mythic edition from Wizards because there's nothing comparable at the store, they're not just going to buy a bunch of boxes of Throne of Eldraine, which we don't even want to sell people because you have to pay $80 for a box and you can't sell them for more than 100. You tie up a bunch of money to make $20. It's death by 1,000 cuts. So it's really easy anytime one store goes out of business or it catches attention on the internet to say, oh, well, this was their issue or this was their issue. Or my favorite is all, the internet comments that say, well, just sell snacks. Have you considered selling snacks? Like, are you kidding me? Like, yes, the LGS sold snacks and then they went out of business. It's Amazon, right? It's the Amazoning of LGSs, which is fun. I'm of the adapt or die mindset. And if that means die, sometimes that means die. But I think that Wizards is somewhere along the line is fundamentally forgetting that no matter how much they want to be excited about esports and move forward in this realm, there's always going to be another esport. There will never be another tabletop Magic. And if you kill that, you can't get it back. A lot of paper card games have come out and tried to emulate Magic, and none of them have succeeded. I mean, Blizzard didn't succeed with the World of Warcraft card game. They killed the paper game because nothing has ever been Magic, right? Yu-Gi-Oh has its niche, Pokemon has its niche, generally aimed towards younger kids, but none of those don't keep LGSs open. So if Wizards decides to go too far and they kill too many LGSs, that's where it's going to be, and that's going to hurt them in the long run. Because as awesome as Arena is, and I think it's great, just
where people play the game; it's where they learn the game.
Yeah, and it's where they meet the friends they play with. The word of mouth of Magic has allowed it to grow for 27 years, and Arena is awesome, but you don't have to, you can support both. And right now it has swung so far in the direction of selling directly to consumers and pushing everyone to Arena. It's not good for the long-term health of the game because there will always be another esport and there will never be another tabletop Magic. And if they lose that, it's not coming back.